He says that while still getting his backbone for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now if it's just us in the room,
Mm-hmm.
Cullimore's gonna say, we might have revealed too much to that nervous kid. But, that's fine. By the way, Squee, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll make the others will know while they're racing there.
We're done.
Cullimore has decided that it is better to ask forgiveness than ask. It's better to get forgiveness than to ask for permission. He's not going to ask the Baroness to send in 10 people. He's just going to have the guard do it, and then
He's
when
gonna throw a tizzy.
and then I will calm her down. She'll throw a tizzy, and then I'll calm her down.
Actually,
Just saying it was an over.
that's not going to be that easy because it is, how to put it, you can ask John, but when you find that out, you would be told that you or he are not the ones that give the orders. The Baroness actually is the one that says who goes and when they go, with the exception of his contingent of guards on the outside. You actually do have to get her approval because, guards don't go in that room without.
I'll have to.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll have to kiss her ass. Okay, that's fine. I got words. Oh God, I have words for her.
Alrighty.
Oh, okay. All right. Anything else? I guess we should case this place and see. Assume the front door. If they're coming through the front door, they're coming through the front door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume that they're not, or one or two of them are not. Maybe the ringleader isn't going to be coming through, right? Let's look around here and see what the most likely place is. If there's only one person on the balcony, I'm thinking the balcony is the clearest. So why don't we head up there first?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm still concerned
know-
about this magic protection.
Over the gem.
Well, I'm just thinking about how large the group might be. Because if I were the one to try to break down a wall, and my largest object could not break it down, a lot of large, but not as large as the largest thing I could throw at. I could do enough of them, might break down the defenses. So, there was enough magic users around it, it might break it down.
Yeah, but I don't know a whole lot about magic, but you can't really cast magic quietly now, can you?
Cole's going to look over inquisitively.
I should point out exactly what you guys are seeing too. The gate, the cage, doesn't, to any of you, who of course none of you are very familiar with magic, but it doesn't look to be that magical. You can reach right into the gate, but of course your arm's not long enough to actually reach the center pedestal. But it doesn't seem that there is, other than the gate itself being incredibly sturdy and the gem being housed in some sort of, it looks like quote unquote clear glass. You don't see any sort of visible spells or anything of the kind. And I should also point out that the gym is not in there right now.
No, of course not.
Yeah. That's just the housing.
You know, if I was a thief, I wouldn't even get it while I was in here. Hey, do we know the ritual what the Baroness is going to do? Are they going to come and present the gem and then, like, are they going to invite the guest in and have the procession and put the gem there? Or is the gem going to be there before any guests arrive?
You can ask, the gem is,
I'll ask the Baroness
yeah,
when I talk to her.
you can ask any of the guards or the Baroness, either one's fine.
Yeah.
But you'll just be told that the gem is kept in the highest security, and then it is teleported to that container by her personal wizard right before the party starts to minimize any chances of it being stolen. So there is actually no transit time, so to speak.
Okay. I think we should probably throw it up to Keen and Finn to see if they see anything conspicuous.
The two of them, no. It's very sturdily built. There's a door. Hang on, let me try and ping it. There is a door here that leads down to the east wing, and there is a door here that leads down to the west wing. Other than that, it's just a balcony. It's got some windows, and that's about it. The room itself seems incredibly well built, very fancy.
Chandelier?
No chandelier. That is too stereotypically evil.
Just look.
So there's nothing hanging from the ceiling?
Nothing hanging from the ceiling. You see... I'm sorry. Yes, there is something hanging from the ceiling. It is not a chandelier. It is a brazier. It's not... How to put this? Because it almost kind of is a chandelier, now that I'm thinking about it. It's not the fancy hanging glass chandelier that you're thinking of. It is almost like a brazier that is suspended from the ceiling. It's about maybe 5 feet wide. And there is a magical light that emits from it that bathes the entire room in a even, soft light. So imagine just a giant bulb, if you will, at the top of the building. But it's not crystal, it doesn't hang, it's not swaying back and forth or anything like that. It's fixed to the top of the roof.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Can't climb on that. Darn it.
Right.
Wanted to ride the rope up if because that's what you always want to do.
I actually knew that if I put a chandelier in this room, you guys would find some way to
Yeah.
break it
Of
or
course.
write it up.
Swashbuckling.
Swashbuckle away.
Yeah.
So-
Perfect
throw-
swashbuckling tool.
That's like swashbuckling 101.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Culmore's going to try to track down the Baroness, even for just a very, very brief conversation. I know she's very, very busy. How can I do this in a humble way?
Tell me your strategy, and then I will make it a dice roll.
Like the strategy in which to approach her?
Correct, because she is incredibly busy. The chances of you getting a hold of her or not are going to be not foregone
Easy,
conclusion.
unless I know, and she likes to be subtle and coy too. Okay. The best way to do it is to be equally subtly and coy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna try to talk to her directly. I'm gonna pass on a message from one of her servants that comes in contact with her to pass on a simple message that Master Cullimore may have found a breach in the security and would like to debrief, and he's emphasizing these words, her at her earliest convenience. And we can be found in the ballroom.
Okay. Give me a second. Let me go ahead and... Because that's a rather clever way to do it. Oh, okay, easy enough. All right. After about, I'd say, an hour, the Baroness Trask comes in. She seems very busy. She strolls up to you and she says, I got your message. I'm sorry, I'm terribly busy, but what can I do?
Hopefully this will just take a few minutes, Baroness, but there is a small breach in our plans for tonight, but I'm afraid the breach lies within myself. I couldn't get to sleep at all last night, thinking about our future, business relationship with each other, and Cullimore is making sure to speak quietly and privately to her. And I'm concerned that since I will be with you for the entire night, that you might distract me a little too much, and I want to see if it's possible if we just have a few more eyes in this room to assay my fears and make sure we catch this scoundrel, but allow me to keep an eye on a gem far more important than the one inside that's going to be inside on that pedestal. I want to make sure that your beauty doesn't distract me too much.
She looks at you and she, with almost no disregard, with absolutely no disregard for the other people in the room, she pats you on the cheek and says, "Oh, Master Cullimore, if only I had more time today. Unfortunately, I really don't want to upset my guests. Having too many guards here will upset their
Good
appetites.
gracious, I understand, and I really do understand that it's all about appearances. That's the whole purpose of this. Would it be possible if you were able to disguise us in such finery, and I must thank you again for the fine clothes, and Cullimore actually turns himself to the side so she can see his butt a little bit.
She looks
Yeah, she
not
looks
not
down.
even shyly. She looks.
Okay. And he says, perhaps if you were to grace me with a few more eyes, perhaps we could find those who would be the most dignified, those guards who could blend in. Perhaps put them in some temporary finery so it doesn't even appear that they are guards, but they can still protect you more than enough. Even just a few extra eyes would just greatly relieve my heart and allow me to focus on what's important.
She looks around and she sighs and she says, I don't think I could find them suitable disguises, and more importantly, even if I made them look the part, they certainly wouldn't act the part. You know how brutish guards can be. But for you, I will consider it. I was supposed to have 3 guards in here. How many do you think you would need?
My heart, I like to think that I am very good at my job, and that 10 men couldn't do my job. However, 10 is such a high number, and we don't want to disturb the balance. How about a simple 6 in total, so 3 more men, planted subtly around the place. You know, in fact, although your guests may wander around and talk with others, but they really came here for 2 reasons. One is for that gem, and the other one is for you. After all, it is your generosity. It is you who is throwing this. Their eyes will be affixed on you, not on a 3 extra guards in this room.
She tisks and says, very well. You have 6 guards that are allowed to be in this room. But, and she pats your cheek again, you will pay for them. And then she pinches your butt and walks away.
Oh, no!
Oh, I saw that.
And, oh, no, she doesn't care. She's in her estate.
know.
She does what she wants.
She is an estate. She is a powerful woman who wants what she wants. I was going to say my debt to you is greater, but she already made that clear. Let her go. She has to have the last word. She needs that. Come after she leaves. Go ahead. Look at that.
I'm gonna give you a golf clap. That was really fucking good.
Yeah.
It was.
Thank you.
I will tell you this, that you getting more guards or not hinged completely on how you roleplayed that, so well done.
Oh, good. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, and Cullimore will just look and be like, I hope that was worth it. Don't ever tell Carla she pinched my ass.
Cole is going to wait until the Baroness is out of the building,
Oh, yeah,
and then check if the chairs and tables. Wait, are they bolted?
No, they're not bolted. No, they're made of rich mahogany.
Hey!
Mahogany.
and Corinthian leather?
No Corinthian leather, sadly. But the tables and chairs are made out of a sturdy and rich mahogany. They're very well built, very well made.
Yeah, you caught me. For me, like, that was the hidden temple. For me, when you're a GM, like, if you're like, I gotta figure out a classy wood, mahogany. Mahogany's always fucking classy.
Yeah.
It is all.
You gotta do it.
You got it.
People love like red. What is it? Redwood?
Yeah.
Redwood?
Cherry wood too.
mahogany.
Yeah.
And cherry wood. Yeah, they fucking love that shit.
All right. So you can, of course, let John know if you want, and he'll just let you position the guards where you want to have them positioned.
Definitely one more up on the friggin' balcony.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, only one up there. That's insane. In fact, what do you guys think? We have 6 guards here in the room. Where do you think they should be?
Let's see. Where are the three that are already positioned?
One by each of the main doors and one roaming the balcony was the original.
Oh, I thought it was 3 on the bottom and 1 in the balcony.
No, only 3 guards at first.
Okay, so 2 by the entrance and 1 in the balcony. Oh man,
Which
it'd
one
be
is the
real
entrance? Is it
nice.
This?
I think it's this.
Which one? What?
What
Is
is
this
the entrance?
Oh no. These 2 down here are the main entrances where your tokens were. These are the main entrance.
so
there is a door
on
here, a door here. That basically just like the doors on the balcony, they lead to the east and west wings, and there is a smaller door here.
All right.
Well,
How about this? 2 roaming the top
Yeah.
because we're basically doubling that. We have these 2 covered. We need at least 1 here,
Yeah.
and
I think 1 by the gem itself, frankly.
yeah, that would be a good idea.
And if
1 by
and
the
if
gem.
and if the Baroness really fucking hates that, but if it's 1 by the gem, that makes it seem, once again, what we're trying to do is make the thieves think that they're really trying for it. The more we protect the quote-unquote fake gem, our quote-unquote real gem that we're passing around will see all the more tempting for them to go after. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Wow, we're like meta thinking this, but that's great. Okay,
Right,
so while we're here,
I'll tell you guys what. I'm going to just drop 6 guards. Oh,
Yeah.
hang on. Let me put them on the right layer.
don't drop them. They're not cast. They can't land on their feet.
well,
Now you have 6 guards with broken legs.
I'm gonna drop the guards, and then I will give them control to you guys for now, so that you can position them where you want.
Okay.
Hang on
Now,
a second.
would we have enough time for Cullimore to teach the others some basic silent, like, hand signs for us to communicate to each other? Like, very
Some
simple
of the
stuff,
most
like,
basic, yes.
yeah, like, so, like, stop and, like, come here and, like, say, I'm in trouble. How about those 3?
Yes, you can. Okay, I will tell you this. Here's how we will play this. You will literally say what those hand signs are, and if the players remember them, fantastic. If they do not,
Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What were you thinking, Keen?
Well, I was a mercenary for quite a long time, so
Yeah.
I might already know a good amount of hand signals.
Well, you would know hand signals for sure, but unfortunately, our worlds do not collide very much.
Yeah.
So a gang sign and a mercenary sign would be completely different.
I know.
would now, not to say anything against mercenary signs, but gang signs were meant to be in the public streets, and they were meant to be a little bit more subtle. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Oh, well, it depends on the gang signs, but the Stonebridge Kings, their gang signs would have been pretty subtle, because you want to make it clear that you're not trying to signal, as compared to a mercenary unit where you're just trying to be silent, but you can still see each other.
Mhm.
So, okay. All right, how can we make this really easy for us to remember? Okay. I'm in trouble. That should be the clearest one. That should be the most important one, right?
Mhm.
So how about the I'm in trouble is, it's almost like we're going to be sick, right? Like how Cullimore wants to puke constantly dealing with the Baroness, which is you put your hand to your stomach and you lean over a little bit like you're feeling ill. Would that be easy enough for us to remember?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in trouble, I'm going to puke. That's good. All right. And then, like, stop or, like come to me should be the other one. So, like, if we're in trouble, well, no, if we're in trouble, everyone should drop their guards, but shit, well, what else would we need to communicate to each other? Oh, here's the most important one. So I'm in trouble. We got that. How about we think we see the thief, or this person looks suspicious? That should be important, right? So that person looks suspicious. What can we do to make it seem subtle, but we're pointing at the person? Okay. How about this? We lock our eyes on the person of interest, and we blink 3 times, like, really hard, like we're trying to get dust out of our eyes. You know, like 3, like, really hard blinks in their direction. It doesn't even have to be 3. It could be like 5 or a bunch of just hard blinking in that direction. I don't know about that. What else can we do?
I have an idea.
Okay.
Well, if it's in a general direction, it might be one of those. I'm not quite sure how safe this would be, but if we're still under the skies and not quite sure who's what, could be one of those like we can turn our back to them and then have another sign, like crossing arms, simplistic sort of things like that.
Yeah. The problem is with the back to turn to you, it's less obvious, like, because there could be 4 people to your back, right? We won't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We need something that will just quickly point them out, but that isn't completely obvious. We could always spill a drink on them.
Yeah.
Actually, why don't we do
Not a bad
that?
idea.
We
Yeah.
spill a drink on the person of interest. That draws attention. All right. So lean over. I'm going to be sick. I'm in trouble. I need help. So everyone comes. And we have a person of interest. We spill our drink on them. I think everything else. And I think maybe all the else we would need to do is just practice handing off the stone to each other, which we'll be doing throughout the night.
Mhm.
Okay. So now this might be more your line of work, Keen. Both Cullimore and Keen. But handing things off, like, I think Keen and Cullimore would both confer with each other. A good way to hand it off so it looks like it's hidden, but a little bit of it is seen. You know what I mean? Like a subtle, not so subtle handoff. You know what I mean? Like a sloppy handoff. A sloppy, subtle handoff. There we go. Do you think combined, Squee, would be able to figure something like that out?
Yeah, you definitely. That you have more than enough time for that.
Okay, so we did that. All right, we got the guards. We got some signs. We have everything else. Can you guys think of anything else that we need to do to get ready for this?
Well,
We should get Jarek to cast scary faces everywhere again. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Man,
I will say about this time. Let's say that it's taken you the better part of the day. You'll still have some time, quick time to finish what you need to finish. But towards the end, when we're starting to get closer, I assume that all of you are carrying your weapons with you. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, except for Pearson,
yeah.
he doesn't need weapons. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
but-
I do have a knife normally on me, but he won't take the knife because I'm sure the Baroness will find it awfully uncouth, so he just has his bare hands.
What about the rest of you? What are you carrying on you, weapon-wise?
will they allow us in with weapons?
They haven't stopped you up until this point.
Cole wouldn't even have a second thought about not bringing his weapons with him. He will
Right.
probably always have it on him.
Same.
Are you wearing your bracers?
It's one of those things where he doesn't feel like it would be a good idea to leave behind something so useful.
Makes sense.
It should be on hand.
And they're good enough workmanship that they don't seem too out of place on your costume, so that's perfectly fine. Finn, what about you?
Yeah, I think Finn would bring his weaponry unless someone stops him.
All right. Keen?
Keen would bring everything except for his axes and would leave the belt at Lady Celine's.
Okay. So a few hours before the event starts, of course, Baroness Trask walks briskly in and says, "I hope everything's in order. We're going to be allowing guests in soon." "Oh my, no." She looks at Keen. "No weapons in here. I am sorry, but simply no. You are playing the part of an aristocrat. You do not carry weapons with you." And she
Finn hides his swords underneath something real quick.
I will note, Squee, that my character is carrying a giant quiver of javelins on his
Okay.
back.
Well,
yeah.
I have
Just
a
for
feeling-
you to know that.
okay.
Then yeah, she would look at both of you guys. She would say, "I understand what you're trying to do, and if you can find a way to conceal them somewhere, okay, but do not be carrying weapons among my guests."
I'm gonna go up
Listen-
to this guard right here and just hand him my bow and my arrows.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the guard up here my weapon.
Yeah.
And just
And
be
I-
like, don't lose this.
Yeah. I dig my
Don't.
index finger into this guard's chest and go, if shit goes bad, it's your job to give that to me. Got it?
If these go
he nods.
missing after the night is done, I'm gonna be very upset. Not at you, at the situation.
The guard doesn't really know how to respond.
Cole is
Go ahead.
Cole is going to remove his rather large pack of javelins off of his back, hold it in one hand, and kind of just walk over to the Baroness, kind of looming over her and say, "You better be willing to pay for any
No.
damages."
No. Cool.
She looks at those and says, "I'm not touching those."
Yes. And then Cullimore will step in and be like, I am so sorry, Baroness. Orcs are very known for their strength, but certainly not for their tact. I will handle this. Please, my deepest apologies. Thank you for your patience. And I will take the javelins from Cole and shake my head at him. and we'll wait till she leaves, and then we'll talk. Cole.
Okay. She nods approvingly, and then she seems to stare at Cole a little bit longer than you would like to, and then she
Oh,
leaves.
Jesus. She has no
Oh,
orc
man.
fantasies. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
All right.
What is Keenanite? Chop liver? Like, come on, what the heck?
No, it's fine. I'm good. No, I'm.
What do you want to do with the javelins? And by the way, I've marked the guards with colors corresponding to your name, so that you know
Oh,
this
cool.
guard has your weapons here.
Okay, cool.
Well-
And what was his reaction to me?
He nodded his consent, very dutifully and silently.
For the
I love
record,
NPC guards. Let's go.
I still have a couple of knives tucked away.
Okay. All right then. Wait. Where?
In my boots.
You don't wear boots. You wear shoes with buckles on them and tights.
I thought we were wearing.
All right, I'll give
No,
him
Finn,
my daggers
you
too.
are, yes, but he's
Oh.
not.
Here, do you want me to put them in my boots?
Yes.
If you
What? How big are they? Because honestly, like, here's the thing: your boots, Finn, are the knee-high, skin-tight boots. So anything too big, it's going to be really easy
I'll
to
just
tell.
say it's my penis.
Wow, wow. I just
Okay.
wow. Okay. I will say this: you can fit one dagger into your boots.
Okay, fine. I'll put one dagger in my boots.
One of Keen's or one of yours?
I don't have any. Do I have any daggers?
That's what you fight with.
I gave them to this guy.
Oh, I know, but that's why I'm asking. Are you talking about Keen's, or are you
I'm
going to get
taking
yours?
Keen's.
Okay, okay. It's like, of course you have daggers. That's what you fight with.
Well, that's what I thought, but I didn't think they were. I thought they were bigger. I didn't think they were. small.
I'll just hand my daggers to the guard that already has my bow.
Right. No, that is true, actually,
Right.
Finn. The daggers you fight with are really
I'm sorry.
bigger than
I'm-
daggers. So yeah.
I'm sorry, Finn. He
They're
just.
stilettos.
It's better to have everything with this
Penis.
guy.
Penis.
Fine, I hand over one.
Okay, and Finn slips the dagger into his boots, saying something about being well endowed, or so, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the
you're
javelin.
yes, the javelins. What about the javelins?
So, Cullinor's going to explain to Cole. First of all, don't get me wrong. The only tricky thing is that if we have a guard carrying out your giant quiver of javelins, the thief is going to know you're here and that we're not trying to be subtle at all. We're trying to make it look like we're trying hard to stop them. So, they have to try hard. We're trying not to lure them into this trap. So, is there any chance that you can just use the chairs and tables if things came into, fisticuffs? And we can leave these back at the palace?
I would almost prefer it.
Oh, well then, perfect.
That was easy.
It gives you back the javelins. I'm glad to see we're a sound mind. See?
You don't have time to return them to the palace, but you can put them like with the guards in the West Wing or anywhere you want.
Yeah.
Really, that's not in the ballroom.
Okay. We'll do that then.
All right. So then you've got the guards, you've got the weapons taken care of. Is there anything else before we start the shindig?
Well, for the record, Cole's always armed because I mean, this can be thrown, this can be thrown,
And he's got his bracers too. Yeah.
He can throw people. We're fine.
Yeah.
There's one thing you must know about my character. The javelins are for backup. His default is throwing objects.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The javelins
Yeah.
are only for if there are no objects to throw.
Yeah. Which
No,
I
I
mean,
say
there's
let's-
4 chairs, there's a table, there's this guard, there's
That's why I
this
said
guard.
you be prepared to pay for this. To pay for damages. Because
All right.
the tables aren't going to be
Yep.
So
here's a
anything else
question.
before we get started?
Well, I have a very important question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm clearly going as the Baroness's date.
Indeed.
Who are you guys going as?
Oh, it's been explained to them that they are simply aristocrats visiting from other cities in Whitebridge. And I would say over the course of the day, you guys would have been given the proper backstories and etiquette. You are from towns. Hang on a second.
good. I'm going to be from an orc place, and they're going to ask me any questions about orcs, and my characters are going to be like, of course. When you...
Yes. I hear you ate babies. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Such as the Duke of Guard.
We'll say that Finn is from Averton, and Keen is from Bury, which is why he has a slightly different style of dress. And Cole is just an ambassador from the orc lands of Zolgahad.
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 Zolgaha. Yeah, no D. Just a-
Zolgahad.
Zolgaha.
This is
inside.
important.
So
I love that.
that
Duke Grar.
that was part of your training, along with eating and walking and all that stuff.
Fuck it. Let's do this. I don't know. Can you guys think of anything else last minute? I think
I can't.
No, I can't think of anything too. We'll pass around the gem. We'll hope that he or she or them will go for us. And hopefully we've disrupted their plans to keep them off guard, so we can point them out. We just have to be focused.
I'm gonna try and stay around this area-ish. Around the thing, the gem.
Yeah, which is great. Which is actually fantastic, because if we're right, then they're gonna go for you anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's fantastic. I can't stay in a certain area. I'm gonna go wherever Hot Pants goes. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll try and stay, I guess, on this side then if Cole
Where-
wants to take the other side.
Where's
Yeah.
Where's the main entrance? Is it just this one?
the far
No,
right.
over
It
here.
is right over here.
These two entrances are the main ones.
Oh, okay.
They are both considered the main entrances.
They're double main, like the double penis that Finn was gonna pretend to be
That's
rocking.
right.
Also,
It's
Finn,
Yes.
perhaps instead of having to run upstairs to get your weapons, maybe you should store your weapons with this guard back here. Right over here.
Off it goes.
Okay.
Listen, do you have my weapons?
He has your weapons.
Finn takes them.
I love how you just move your little guy by little bits, just to simulate him walking.
Finn hands his weapons to this guard and basically tells him the same thing he told the other guard.
Oddly
walks
enough,
away.
this guard is not quite sure how to respond to you being angry, not at him,
But at the situation.
Oh my god, that's great.
All right. So, unless you guys need anything else, I will start explaining what takes place.
Okay.
There is one last thing that I need to verify with Colomore.
Okay, go ahead.
So, you're in trouble. Puke, right?
Yep.
Okay. Spill a drink is you're marking them.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Is there a third?
No, I can't think of a third. Because
Okay.
clearly, I mean, those are the important things, right? Like, we're in trouble. We have a guy with a knife at my back. I need hand, right? And we think we found the guy, right? Everything else, I mean, we'll be in the eyesight of each other. We can deal. Unless you can think of something, a situation that we would need to sign for.
Not that I can think of at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. No, I think we're good then. Let's rock and roll. DM. Oh,
Maybe something to signify there is trouble, but not with me, like
like keep an eye
trouble,
out.
trouble in general, as in get your weapons, that kind of thing, specifically for Finn, and maybe Cole.
Okay. Like trouble's a brewing. Okay.
Yes.
Shit's about to go down. We pretend
Yes.
to poop. No, just kidding. Let's see here. Shit's about to go down.
Trip. We'll trip.
That's
Like,
not a
we'll
good
trip-
thing to do when when shit's about to go down. You don't.
No,
wanna be
it's
on the
good for
floor.
you and me because we're both dexterous.
Trip the fairy flies in. What? Someone called me? No.
Oh, God.
Trip.
Let's see here.
Jump up, do a little spin, and get your weapons.
Yes, not noticeable at all.
How about
Not
okay?
noticeable.
No,
at
simple.
all.
How about we just sneeze? And now, just to confuse us, so it's not a regular sneeze, we sneeze 3 times in quick succession. Like,
Achoo, achoo, achoo. Okay.
yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
Done.
Works for me.
All right. All right. So what'll happen is, as the time gets closer, the Baroness comes in with her, with all of her aristocrats that stay at the manor with her, and she takes your arm, Pearson, and she begins to explain to all of you casually what's going to take place and how this is going to work. And basically, the guests will start arriving, and when the guests arrive, they will be announced at the door, and guests will arrive as the night continues. There'll be dancing, there'll be food. She tells you that they are expecting, of course, a group. What would you call it? Emissaries from many of the races: the dwarves, the high elves, the wood elves. Not the orcs usually, and generally not Coalhaven.
Oh, okay.
Coalhaven nobles don't really seem to be up for these kind of things. But what'll happen is each of these emissaries will come in with their entourage, and they will present their gifts. And sometimes, she said, to not be alarmed, they will obviously arrive when they present their gifts with their guards, and then the guards will leave and they will stay and the party will continue, and it's to be normal. And as she explains this, guests do start arriving, and basically I'm going to kind of go through what happens over the course of the night. You guys can stop me, or if something that happens that I will stop you, either or. As the night starts, of course, there is hors d'oeuvres are placed upon all the tables, and you are told that there is no real assigned seating. The nobles like to, as the Baroness says, be wild and free with where they sit, as if this is actually being wild and free.
Oh yeah, they sure know how to cut a rug.
And the guests start coming in, and you do see a delegation, that's the word I was looking for, from the dwarves. And they come in, and there's several dwarves that are in their armor, and other ones are extravagantly dressed, and their beards are braided, and they bow before the Baroness, and they offer her a gift of gems, and the Baroness, of course, accepts. And, of course, Pearson, you have to, as well, bow and welcome them.
Oh yes.
The others do not have to, but they are also not on the Baroness's arm.
Nope.
So, and then, of course,
this-
more guests come, and there is more people come in, nobles from other lands. I'm trying to figure out exactly how to do this. I will not describe anyone, just in case someone... Okay, no, that's not true. I'm trying to figure out, in
I will
case...
distrust all the people or none of the people.
Okay, no, because here's the thing. If they're coming in through the main doors like you suggest, anyone I describe, you're going to look at suspiciously. So I either have to describe everyone that comes in the door, or no one that comes in the door.
I trust you not. I mean,
We will
don't
say
discard
this.
Every single fucking person. It's
Right.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will say that ones you find of note. are
People of interest.
people of interest.
People of
Yes.
interest. There we go.
People of interest.
All
A very scarred-looking orc who looks to be about 10 years or so older than Cole, who is dressed not quite as nice as Cole, but the same basic style of outfit, comes in and is presented as an emissary from the village of... Hang on a second.
Oh,
The village of Vubub. And the Baroness actually remarks it's strange to see an orc here, but not unheard of, and it must mean she's really moving up in the world if even the orcs are trying to gather her attention. He does seem rather gruff and kind of just keeps to himself. You do notice like I said, the coalition of dwarfs come in, the coalition of wood elves come in, and of course theirs is, I'm sorry, the high elves. Whatever Finn is, high elves. They come in. It's a rather small. It's a rather small delegation because it is the high elves coming to a banquet designed to raise money for the wood elves. And she whispers in your ear that this is more of a formality. The high elves don't want to seem impolite, but they really don't like these kind of things. So you see just a few high elves come and they offer a pittance, maybe a gem or something, and they really look like they don't want to be there, but formalities must be kept. Then you also see an entourage from the Freelands, which is from the town of Bury. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Keen, you were from Bury. They were from Redwater.
Yeah.
And this entourage is other nobles. You see with them a lady who is dressed a little bit more revealing than you would have expected. She has
Sweet.
yes, she
I'm sorry, Baroness. I'm not looking at her.
She has silky black hair, and she wears a tighter dress than you would think, and she's very voluptuous, and she's very darling. You also see she's hanging on the arm of another gentleman noble dressed similar to the other men in the area, and there are also two of their guards with them, which they dismiss after they present this very beautifully tapestry that has been made for the Baroness. And the night goes on, and the people mingle, and you start to eat. You have your main course. If during this time, we're going to say about an hour's passed, if you guys want, you can do the slip of the gym at any time. Basically, there's about an hour or so in between when this guest arrived and when whatever next happens is going to happen. So you guys are able to do what you like.
Yeah, I think it'd be fair for us to mill about, keep our eyes completely peeled, but we probably practice to hand off the gem around every 10 minutes if the opportunity allows. If not, between a 10-15 minute mark.
Okay.
So at this point, it probably would have been handed off about 4, maybe 5 times.
Can you give me a favor and give me, any one of you is fine, give me 4 rolls. Just a regular D20. Don't worry about bonuses because I'm adding bonuses in my head based on your planning and all that. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Good job, Cole.
Yeah. All right.
This full? We don't all have to do it just...
No, just one because the hand. This is for each handoff, not for each person.
Okay.
So okay. And then, of course, you guys start to eat, and then after about an hour, there is a bunch of fanfare and trumpets, and the Baroness whispers in your ear again that the delegation from the Wood Elves has arrived, and of course this is going to be the biggest and fanciest delegation because this is for the Wood Elves, and they're always so grateful for the generosity of the Baroness.
Yeah, I'm going to be super suspicious of the Wood Elves now, but go ahead.
So the doors open up, and in comes 4 figures, 2 halflings that are well dressed. They don't look like they're dressed fancily like everyone else. They just have nice, sturdy clothes. But see, halflings, and you guys would know this, halflings are never really seen to wear anything really fancy, except for the one with Lady Celine. But they're very nice fitting clothes. They're leather tunics and leather pants, and they look like they're twins. They look like they're identical twins. They have dark hair.
Patches?
No eye patches, no.
Oh, damn it.
But they do seem to walk in perfect unison. and they lead 2 other wood elves that are dressed in extravagant armor. The wood elves themselves, the armor is crafted out of wood, and they both wear helms, and they walk behind the halflings, and between the 2 of them they are carrying this beautifully encrusted gold. It's an apple. It literally is an apple that has been crafted out of gold. And
Wait. If it's literally an apple?
no.
So
The shape of an apple. Sorry.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes,
Okay.
it's in the shape of an apple that has been crafted out of gold.
I'm
And
like, holy shit, they have gold apples.
I'm gonna eat it.
the guard or the announcer announces the brother halflings Topis and Tippis, and they are here to present to the Baroness an offering of peace and gratitude, this golden apple. And they present it, and the 2 guards, of course, the 2 halflings come, they bow to you, and the Baroness thanks them. And then the 2 guards come to present it, and when they get up to you, one of the guards kind of reaches his hand upwards, and the entire room goes black.
Ah, shit.
Oh crap! Can I try and bolt to the center of the room where that is?
Yes, you can. I will, actually, here's what I will do. I will give each of you 1 action for what you can do.
Okay, I want to bolt to the center of the room.
Okay, and roll me, because you can't see anything.
Right.
It is literally black.
Right.
Give me a dexterity check with your level, your parkouring, and your dexterity, and I assume your weasel is not with you.
No, he's not with me. Okay, so sorry, my parkouring, my level, and my dex.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then that was. Okay, so it's just, bam.
Okay. Where are you going exactly?
Just to, like, I guess since I'm over here,
Okay.
just
You
to the
make
side
it there
switch.
without bouncing into anything, so you do
Okay.
succeed. All right. Let's go, Cole. Next, what do you do?
Oh boy. Alright, so Rune just went dark.
Mm-hmm.
Hand signs are kind of a gun, but there is a
Yeah.
crapshoot going, something's bad. First reaction is to, since he cannot see anything, we'll probably move forward since you know there's a table to his general right, until he can find, something solid.
Okay. So give me same thing. Roll check with your do your daredevil,
Alright.
and then your dexterity and your level.
Plus 2, plus 3.
Okay. You do your best to make it to one of the tables. However, people are frantically rushing every which way, and you keep running into people. And basically, we're going to say you get to about here, so you're still out of reach of any of the tables. But you are closer to the table that was towards your right. You think it's still kind of dark. Keen, are you back yet?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to do?
I am going to try and go towards the guard.
Okay, same thing. Dexterity. What are your backgrounds?
Tracking, bounty hunter, mercenary, arms and armor.
We'll
business.
do tracking. Go.
Okay.
I would say half your tracking, because tracking is not so much as how you move through things, but no. You know what? Yeah, tracking background. Why not? You're tracking something, even in solid darkness. You should get some benefits. So we'll say, what is it? It's 5. I would say give yourself 4.
4?
And then your
Okay.
level, and then your dexterity.
Damn.
Okay. You also are run among the thrall of people that are screaming and frantically running, and you do not quite make it. You make it to about there.
All right.
I don't
Alright.
know if this matters,
Mhm.
but I do also have a 5 in tracking.
That is true, and I forgot about that. And what did you? 3, 4.
There's
That,
just literally just a 15 now. It's 1 plus
that
1.
act, but that was enough. So you get to the table, because that was the goal I was setting for you.
Alright.
So you managed to get to the table, and last but not least, Pearson.
Well,
Kind of. Well, I was gonna say kind of a special thing for you, though.
yeah.
I'm going to give you a chance to act. But first and
Uh-huh.
foremost, you must know, before you had much of a chance to do much of anything, you do notice that the Baroness is no longer holding your arm.
Wait. As soon as so she let go of my arm when it went dark.
Right. She basically, when everything went dark, she let go of your arm and shrieked, just like everyone else did. So you know
Oh.
about where she is, but she's not touching you.
Oh, fuck her. I don't care. All right. Great.
I thought that was the
yeah.
plan, but
No.
Oh,
never
no.
mind. Never mind. It's fine.
Okay.
It's a
No.
joke.
I know. I'll give as good as I get. This is what I get for having me puke my NPCs puke on you. So, normally if I was attached to her hand, I'd tell her just to get down to be nice. But she's gone and she's shrieking. And since Cullimore so is he at this location or because I never really moved? So do you want to put me in a random location, Squee? Where I
You
would
would
have
be.
been with
You
the
would be.
Baroness?
Yeah. You would be. Hang on a second.
Actually, probably closer to the entrance.
exactly. That's what I was gonna
yeah,
say. That's
from
where
there.
you would be.
So like here-ish?
Correct.
Okay, so I would have known there was a table by me. So what Cullimore is going to do is he's going to try to slow down whatever plan it was, and he's going to just two things. He's going to yell something and move at the same time. Cullimore is going to try to move so he's underneath the table, away from everyone else, like away from the main flow of traffic, so he can roll and see if that works. And then what he wants to yell out is, "Fire! Fire in the front! Escape out the windows!" And yeah, I'm gonna just scream that as well as I can. You should never yell fire in a theater or in a ballroom. And he's doing that just to fuck up with them.
Okay. And when you guys get there, and right when Pearson shouts that, all of a sudden, the light, and you kind of see that what was blocking the light appears to be an orb of just blackness that had appeared around the light that was blocking the light, and it actually shrinks into nothingness again, and you can see, however, what you are all greeted with is
No.
these
Ninjas?
characters. Not quite. There are the two halflings. One is by each guard. I only have a token for them because they generally act as one. But in this case, imagine there's a halfling here by this guard and a halfling here by this guard. Of the two halflings that presented
Oh, I
the
see.
gifts.
They're together, the little shits. Okay.
One of the elves that was in full armor has taken its helmet off, and it is a drow who was reaching up towards the light and retracting whatever happened to it. The orc that came in earlier has a very wicked looking knife around the throat of one of the guards by the gate with Keen's weapons. And the lady that came in earlier has another guard by the throat and is holding a whip. And the third, or the last figure that is still in full armor has a knife to the throat, around the throat of the Baroness, and in a very clear and feminine voice is saying, "Everyone stop, or we slit her throat." And of course, at that point, pretty much everyone stops, unless you guys choose not to.
Cullimer's gonna stay where he is right now. We're gonna see this play out a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Keen will stay there as well.
All right. And then she will continue and say, "Guards, drop your weapons, or she dies," which, of course, all the guards do. And when they drop their weapons, the others start to corral all the guards. I got to move back to the regular tab. To the center over here.
Uh-huh.
And she says, everyone else come to, and she basically points, with her hand not holding a dagger to the throat, to here. And the crowd, who's terrified, starts doing what they are told, as the guards and the halflings and everyone else starts to drag people where they're supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
The drow stays where he is. The fourth figure holding the Baroness that's in the full armor stays where they are.
Where are they? Actually, I don't.
They are right here. I am purposely not showing them for a second.
Yeah. Really
Okay.
quick.
Mhm.
Really quick, Squee.
Mhm.
So when they dropped all their weapons, did they drop me and Finn's weapons? Or Finn and I's weapons? Like, my weapons would be here and Finn's would be around here? Or do they still have them on there?
Yes, they would drop. Okay, see, that's a tough question
Yeah, they would-
because they dropped what they were holding, but your weapons were kind of strapped and on them, so it's not like they were able to drop those. Those, I think, would still be on them because they are, you know what I mean? They dropped what's in their hands,
Okay.
but they're kind of surrounded by people. I will say this though: they are, as they are over here, all their weapons are being stripped and thrown to the floor, so all the weapons are right about here.
Okay.
And I'll go, I guess, hide over here and have his hand on his boot where the knife is in there.
Okay. Then, all of a sudden, okay, you guys are moving that way. Cole, are you staying where you are? Pearson, are you staying where you are?
Has anyone made any indication that they know where I am?
You're under the table, yes?
Yeah, I'm in under the table. Yeah.
No, no one's made any indication they know where you are.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna just wait and watch. Wait for my opportunity here.
Okay. Cole?
I will meander in a slow pace.
Okay. When you start meandering, the orc, in a very loud and gruff voice, starts to actually wring the neck of one of the soldiers and points to you, Cole, and says, "You! Over there with them, or I snap his neck."
You will continue his pace.
Oh my God. Wait. Okay. I have. Let me know when I can act or I can try something.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. This might be Pearson's opportunity. And it might work, it might not, but it's worth a shot. I'm at the table that's closest to the entrance. They're rounding up people right now, right? And the drow is the drow facing towards where the gem is?
No.
Oh,
He
where's
is actually facing back towards, can you see that? You can't see that.
Yeah,
where the
the
Baroness is
okay.
being held.
Yeah.
Over
Shit.
there.
So the Baroness is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Where's the Baroness and the person who's holding the Baroness?
They are actually staring at these three over here.
Just a second.
Right over here.
Those
The
three over
the
there?
three, Cole,
Okay.
Keen, and Finn.
Okay. Cullimore, when he thinks he has a moment, he's going to try to... he can't sneak. There's nothing in between. It's ridiculous. So
Right.
he's going to make... Now, are the front doors, are they open or are they closed?
They are... Hang on. Give me a second. It's a good question. They are closed, sadly.
Does it look like there's locks on them?
No.
All right, Cullimore's going to make a bolt for the... Like, before they can react, and hopefully before they can see it, Cullimore's going to make a bolt for the door, try to slam it open, and yell for the guards to get inside.
Okay. Okay, you're going to need to roll. Here's what happens.
Yeah.
Move your character. Start moving towards one of the doors.
Eh?
And when you make the dash...
Yeah.
The dark elf who has been looking this direction actually stretches his hand and a globe of darkness surrounds you
Okay.
and you cannot see anything. Now you can still move, but
Yeah.
make a dexterity roll.
So just... Now, do I add my level or just...
Yeah, oh yes. Sorry. Add your level and your dexterity. I wouldn't say a background because this is not something you would be familiar with.
Yeah, no, in the Stonebridge Kings, we ran around a lot in the dark. We hung out with night elves.
We trained with blindfolds, man.
All right.
It's fine. It's legit.
One.
All right. You stumble and fall.
Uh-huh.
And you fall out of the globe, so you can still see again. However,
Okay.
while you are trying to get out of the globe, the dark elf is standing over you as you start to get up with daggers drawn and says, back with the others.
This was your plan? Cullimore says. As he'll start to walk over there, but he'll ask, seriously, this was your plan?
And as you start to walk, as you pass him, you very quietly hear, Please help me and I will help you. Just play along for now. And then he roughly pushes you and says, yes, go!